Joining me now on the News at 10 is energy expert Dr. Diran Fawibe. You're welcome to the News at 10.
Thank you.
I'm going to head right on to the local refining capacity, which is still low. The 90-day ultimatum is supposed to have helped with that, isn't it? So why are we still producing? Why are we not producing at full capacity despite this ultimatum, which ends this week?
The inability of the refineries to meet the deadline shows the fundamental problem with the refineries. It's good for the minister to give 90 days ultimatum, but it's another issue if it comes to putting in place, the appropriate repairs, turnaround to enable that deadline to be met and the objectives achieved. A few weeks after the deadline was given, there was some improvement in the operation of the refineries, but you need to be able to sustain this over a period of time. But inability to sustain it, not as a result of sabotage, but as a result of fundamental problems, with the refineries, which shows that you cannot actually have a quick fix to the problem. So now, I believe every day efforts are being made to look at the fundamental issues that will make the refineries to operate on a long-term basis. And that is, do you do rehabilitation? Do you do turnaround maintenance? It does show that the problems with the refineries are not just the issue of turnaround maintenance. There are some fundamental problems that government or NNPC is now currently looking at. And this, the Minister for Petroleum Resources has said so much about this that we are now looking beyond the issue of turnaround maintenance. We are looking at what are the things that we can do over a period of time that will make the refineries to be able to operate on a sustainable basis. Until we're able to get to that, whether we give ultimatum today, tomorrow the ultimatum will not be met. But it's good that efforts are being made. It's good that the fundamental issues are being addressed, and we can see honesty of purpose, because that is very important. Honesty of purpose, and we need to sustain this with tenacity of purpose. And that is what the present administration can be credited, or the minister who is an industry person can be credited to be able to undertake.
I want to get your take on subsidy, because while we were on the break, we were talking and we were discussing whether Nigeria really was ready for subsidy, and you said now is the time to actually do it.
Yes, I said this because if we look at the issue of subsidy, over time, particularly the labor union used to say that if we remove subsidy, it will create a terrible problem for the masses in terms of the high cost of fuel. Today we are buying a liter of gasoline at 87 naira per liter. Now, the price of crude oil, where it was $100 per barrel, which forms an important element or a major ingredient of the price of fuel, is now down to a little over 30. Now, can you actually say, in all honesty, that the same cost factor, cost element in the price of a liter of fuel is the same when it was $100 per barrel? Which in effect means that the price element, the crude oil price element in the price of a liter of fuel should be drastically reduced, which in effect means that if government wants to actually remove subsidy and you don't want to pay much more, then you can now calculate to see that the price of oil should be approximate the imported price of fuel if there is sanity in the whole process. So if government has the political courage, and that is very important, has the political courage and can damp the consequences of the labor union that has hijacked the process of this deregulation, then government can say, yes, we are going to do it. Now, the key thing is this. I've not seen any robust analysis by the labor union to measure, not just say, to measure the impact of the removal of subsidy on the masses. That is not to say that if government is going to remove subsidy, there won't be some measures, palliative measures government can put in place. Because incidentally, right now, government is intervening you know, in tackling some of the problems of the poor. And if government is able to put in place some measures, like for example, transportation. If you embark on a mass transportation system, that is where the masses can actually experience some hardship, but not in terms of the cost of fuel for the middle class who are buying fuel, you know, for their cars. You know, some of them have 2, 3 cars, you know, and you cannot be subsidizing, you know, this segment of the society.
Dr. Fawibe, thank you so much. An interesting discussion it has been. Thank you for joining us on the News at 10.
Thank you.